Greetings, Emissaries, and welcome back to another installment of our Weapon Spotlight Showcase, a series where we break down the various changes made to particular weapons that are planned for the final release of Archthrones. I'm your host, StrugglerVA, and this time around we've got another exclusive weapon to show off, alongside a large number of changes to the following weapons: Greataxe, Brigand Twindaggers, and the Zweihander. Our exclusive weapon for today's video is the Bogmans Knife. Let's begin. The Greataxe has always been one of those weapons that rarely sees any use outside of initially trying it. Most players will use this weapon, suffer the consequences of its abysmal reach, then never use it again. This is a nearly axiomatic behavior, as the weapon length will often govern the viability of a weapon. In a compact explanation, the viability of a weapon is determined by the relationship between attack speed, range, damage, and recovery. The Greataxe is poor in all of these but damage. However, Greataxes possess the range to offset its many weaknesses. The Greataxe itself lacks this offset and any other necessary boons to make up for its lack of range. We gave this weapon a reworked moveset to address its overwhelming flaws and provide more worth as a weapon. Firstly, its one-handed light attack chain has been altered. It now has a horizontal starter, providing a much-needed answer to strafing and swift-moving targets. Its one-handed heavy attack has been changed to a swifter animation that travels a bit further to make up for its shorter reach. Its one-handed roll attack has received a similar change for this same reason, making it more threatening at slightly further ranges. When two-handed, its light attack chain has been altered to incorporate more horizontal attacks. However, its initial light attack is a vertical one, offering a much-needed contrast to its one-handed counterpart. To account for this, its two-handed heavy attack has been changed to the horizontal swipe found on most colossal weapons, providing an excellent answer to larger crowds. Use this attack to mow down hordes of enemies and demonstrate to them that strength in numbers isn't everything. Lastly, its weapon art has been changed to Stomp Overhead Slash. This provides the Greataxe the means to stand its ground against larger and heavier weapons once it finally manages to bridge the gap and close in. Unlike vanilla, this weapon art provides super armor to the initial animation as well as the follow-up animation, ensuring that you aren't poise broken once fully committed to this attack. And that's all I've got for the Greataxe. Let's move on to the Brigand Twindaggers. The Twin Daggers have undergone some fairly minimal changes. While minimal, these changes provide this weapon with the proper tune-ups it needs to get it up to speed with the other weapons of its class. Firstly, its two-handed light attack chain has been further adapted to more accurately fit Archthrones' style of combat. It now has a 6-piece light attack chain that allows you to get in close and maintain priority when successfully landing your hits. Lash out against foes with a barrage of blindingly fast dagger attacks that will make anything think twice about entering your personal space. Next, its two-handed forward light attack is a swift thrust with the leftmost dagger. This attack becomes active at an unreactable speed, further solidifying its presence at close range. Use this attack to maintain priority once you land a follow-up attack, as dagger follow-ups have the lowest hit stun duration in the game. Next, its two-handed paired attacks have received increased root motion, allowing for more utility in its moveset. They keep their slower than average speed, but this is essential in providing this weapon with more ways to close distance and mix up its timings. Speaking of closing distance, its paired running attack has had a major speed increase, as before it was incredibly slow for an attack from one of the fastest weapon types in the game. Nothing more to say about this attack other than it's functional now. Lastly, its weapon art has been changed from Quick Step to Blind Spot. With the changes made to Quick Step, the Twin Daggers don't synergize well with it, considering you can't guard cancel when in your two-handed stance. Blind Spot, however, functions almost perfectly with this weapon. Landing a Blind Spot will allow you to true combo just about any attack these daggers have to offer. If that's not enough, this also provides this weapon with an appropriate answer to shields and blocking. something these daggers have absolutely no solution to at the current moment. And that just about wraps it up for the Brigand Twindaggers. Let's move on to the Zweihander. The Zweihander is one of the lighter colossal swords in the game. As such, we felt that this weapon deserved a swifter, lighter, and more elegant moveset. This was done to add contrast to this weapon to further differentiate it from other weapons in its class. Its one-handed light attack chain is comprised of the one-handed Godslayer Greatsword light attacks from Elden Ring. Its two-handed light attack chain is something else entirely. A precise slash, followed by a thrust, followed by another slash. Visually, this implies a larger control over the weapon where normally colossal swords are animated in a cumbersome and unwieldy manner. We felt that this much more accurately expresses the way in which this weapon would be utilized. Lastly, for its weapon art, it's adopted a brand new stance type skill. Holding down the weapon art button puts you into a stance where you can follow up with two options. Input light attack to follow up with a swift, far-reaching thrust, or input heavy attack to interrupt most attacks with a swift parry utilizing the hilt of the blade. These new changes make the Zweihander a much more versatile weapon, capable of many different options and answers within a single armament. Being the only colossal sword with the ability to parry without the use of an offhand tool makes it a highly desirable pick among other colossal swords. We hope you look forward to experimenting with this weapon in the final release. Lastly, a new addition to our ever-growing roster of weapons, the Bogmans Knife, a crudely made weapon cobbled together from a broken blade. Used by inhabitants of the Great Swamp, its crude appearance obscures its incredible utility as both a tool and a weapon for combat. Despite its knife-like appearance, it utilizes the moveset found on the hand axe. Its blindingly fast swipes are balanced out by its shorter range. With a requirement of 7 strength and 8 dexterity, this weapon can see usage on pretty much any build. Pair this with the fact that it's also infusible, and you can fit this weapon onto pretty much any build or playstyle. Like I said before, incredible utility. Lastly, its weapon art, Hurl Machete, does exactly what you'd think. This weapon art is highly accurate, allowing you to safely attack from a distance that would be otherwise impossible with a weapon of this size. Being hit by the hurled blade will inflict a remarkable amount of stun, making this weapon art highly rewarding when landed. It also cancels into weapon swap or stance swap at a much faster rate than any other action. This allows the opportunity to close distance upon successfully landing this weapon art. At certain distances, you can even get a true combo off this weapon art by utilizing this technique. And with that, today's weapon spotlight has come to an end. Thank you for watching, thank you for your continued support, and we hope you stick around for the final release. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel or follow us on our other social media platforms so you can stay up to date on any Archthrones related news. If you want to support us, the links to our Ko-fi and Patreon are in the description as always. Until next time.